So today we're going to start a new series of devotionals. There'll be 3 of them about faithfully doubting God. In fact, we're going to have 3 lessons from the life of Thomas, the one we call Doubting Thomas, all about faith. So we're going to start today with when Jesus appears to the disciples. Let me read you what it says in John. On the evening of the first day of that week, the disciples were together. They had locked the doors because they were afraid of the Jews. Jesus came in and stood among them, and he said, "May peace be with you." Then he showed them his hands and his side. The disciples were very happy when they saw the Lord. Again, Jesus said, "May peace be with you. The Father has sent me, so now I am sending you." And then he breathed on them, and he said, "Receive the Holy Spirit. If you forgive anyone's sins, they are forgiven. And if you do not forgive them, they are not forgiven." Have you ever doubted maybe the facts in a newspaper story, or a person in a friendship, or some other relationship, or the claims of a salesman on an ad on TV or in the mail? This is not just the story about Thomas doubting, but it's about the end of that doubt. Thomas ends up believing that Jesus is not only what he claimed to be, but that he was physically raised from the dead. And there he is, Thomas the doubter, at the bottom of bottomless despair, doubting everything except his own doubts. He's died with Jesus, but he refuses to be raised with him. Often, we treat doubt like it is a horrible experience, but theologians throughout all time have said that is the concept of doubt is not a bad thing. Paul Tillich is a famous theologian that says doubt is not the opposite of faith, but it shows great concern for faith. So the critical question becomes not do you doubt? If you don't have some doubt, you haven't really understood faith. You can't have faith in something you have not seen without knowing there's some doubt. You could be wrong. The real question is the source of that doubt. It is argued that there are 2 dimensions of doubt: from within ourselves. So Tillich's doubt comes from within the person. It's an honest struggle, like Jacob wrestling with the angel. And then there's a source of doubt from without, like challenges to our faith from science having all the answers to life, or new atheists like Richard Dawkins or Christopher Hitchens or Paul Pullman and many others, or authors of books attacking the Bible or faith in other people, not just Christians, and fiction writers like Dan Brown, who a few years ago was writing very popular things that ended up being in movies. And it could be that makes it more accessible to the world, this genre of novel writing. And instead of building faith, it causes more doubt. And then there's that stated desire to rid the world of religion. We used to talk about that in the Soviet Union, but now it's not just there, is it? Because these people believe that religion is what causes all of the hardships in life. And this doubt is just cruel. All of those that I just named, those from without, they offer no hope of anything better. And usually those that succumb to this doubt are those with only a head knowledge and no personal experience with Jesus. In the Bible, I would think of Saul of Tarsus before he becomes Paul. I say that because it's okay to have honest doubt, but if you only have a head knowledge of God, you're not going to have the faith in God that keeps you from that faith being productive. So faith is the result of a decision. It's the result of a decision to trust even when there's lack of evidence. That's what Hebrews 11 tells us. Faith is personal trust with unflinching honesty and courage. It is to accept not only the best, but the worst. Thomas had faith. That's why he's still coming back to the upper room. He's left, but he comes back. He didn't quit. Was he going out for dinner? I don't know what he was doing, but he didn't quit. He came back. He doubted from within, but faith was confirmed, not just by his doubts being answered, but in the very presence of Christ. He believes to the point of giving his life to share that promise with others. Will you be that committed when you find the truth? Because Thomas has this bold belief that was the beginning of his life and his faith. We enter into this first Church of Jerusalem meeting, that first day of the week, where Jesus, was he there all along? Did he just show up by coming like a ghost through the walls, but then have a real body? Or did he go to extraordinary lengths to keep his promise that where 2 or 3 are gathered together, there am I? They gathered in fears with the doors locked, much like the church today gathers in fear of irrelevance. The doors locked to protect our traditions and our hope and our culture. But we don't have to protect that. We can live boldly. We don't have to sit locked, sitting in fear of the future. This is one of the reasons that we have assurance Jesus is present with us right here, right now, because Thomas is all in with no thought for the consequences. The only one not hiding behind locked doors is Thomas. It didn't matter what those who didn't believe did next. He didn't care at that point. He was in it with those that shared this faith. Fishing or fighting, Thomas was now in for whatever was next. It's a bold statement that he won't believe without touching. It's not just doubt. It's I need to know. How do you think he felt when he heard Jesus use his own words coming from his mouth? When Jesus says, come and touch. By the end, there's no longer lagging in the middle of the group, hoping not to be discovered, but he's open before God and before others. In this boldness, Thomas finds an inner calm that is the right of every believer. It is the promise of the Spirit in you. You don't have to be harried or pushed out of your calm. Your peace is God's resurrection gift to us. So here's my challenge to you this week. I want you to sit with God and boldly share your doubts and your beliefs. Go in peace. May God's peace be with you.